Hello, everybody, and how are you? Welcome to another Mondays with Marley. I'm Marley Bird. That's my best friend, Robin Chichula, right over there.
Hey, everybody.
And together we make up marleybird.com. So welcome. So excited to have many new listeners today, and many of our old favorites are all here saying hello. If you get a chance, please join the live chat. Get on there, say hello. There'll be a chance for you to ask some questions throughout the show as well. And we'll get to as many questions as we possibly can. So I know a lot of you are here because you're excited to hear all about Herrschners and Big Twist. But before we jump in with that, we're going to do a little bit of our normal stuff that we do at the end of the show. We're going to pop it here at the beginning so that we can make sure it's all done. So what am I talking about? I am talking about the hashtag Mondays with Marley that we do. If you don't know, what you need to do is when you're watching the show like this, if you can snap a picture of you watching the show and maybe your work you're working on and a picture of yourself or your dog or your cat and share it with the hashtag Mondays with Marley. We do our best to pick a winner every week from those shares, and we look on Facebook and we look on Instagram. And so if you are chosen, you win a free pattern from Marley Bird Ravelry store, and it's really just that easy. So I know Robin has it all situated on her end, so I'm going to give it to her.
I do. All right. So I am going to share my screen and show you our winner. But listen, whenever I show my screen in Facebook, it goes crazy. So bear with me if it doesn't work. Hopefully it will. I don't know why it does that to me, but it doesn't like me. But that's fine. It's fine.
Maybe.
Yeah. Do we have our winner up?
Perfect. All right. So this is, I can't see the top.
There you go. This is Vicky with Stitch 'em Up Mom.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So and I have to say, Vicky has posted a bunch. So that's why I was like, we have to give something to Vicky. I just really appreciate you coming back. It's really nice.
Absolutely. Very cool. So Vicky, we will leave a comment that says winner, winner, chicken dinner, and then send an email to our contact at marleybird.com, and Chrissy will get you situated with your free pattern. So congratulations. The other thing that we usually do is Ask Marley Monday. Ask Marley, Ask Monday, one of the two. It's one of those. I'm not going to do that today because we could have a lot of questions today where it's, instead of asking Marley, it's Ask Herrschners. Like, you guys get a chance to come in here and ask a whole bunch of questions. There's no reason for me to be answering questions when we're all here for the same reason, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I think. The very last thing, you guys are mentioning my Swancho I am wearing. This is my Harmony Swancho. This is what the Prism Make-Along is based off of. So we have not shared what the mystery Make-Along actually looks like. Right. We're just giving you this is, I'm going to stand up real quick.
Yeah.
So you can see it is oversized, and it is like a poncho, but it's a sweater poncho mix. Right. So it's called a Swancho. There is a knit Swancho and there is a crochet Swancho. There is a free version and there is the paid for upgrade VIP, which has not only the videos and the pattern that will be released every Thursday and Monday, but we also have some extra bonuses that were unlocked this weekend. So we gave out the stitch fiddle links so you could help select colors for the 10 color, and then we gave 5 different stitch fiddle links for a 7 color palette and a 5 color palette. And those are not exactly the same charts either. Like, they have to be tweaked because of the color changes. So it's like you just got 10 extra patterns. It's really quite crazy. Right. But if you're interested,
real quick, repeat again that they're not making the one you're wearing.
You're not making the one I'm wearing. You can buy this.
It is a mystery. What you're making is a mystery.
Yes, but it is this style. It'll be a different motif, like different series here. But yeah, so you could buy this pattern and make it along with us if you wanted to, but this is not the pattern we're making. It's completely different. I did put a link in the video description box if you're interested. It's the Prism, not Prison, Prism, Prism make along, and it begins on Thursday. And don't worry if you don't have your yarn right on Thursday, there's plenty of time. And then, as always, if you get the VIP, you have unlimited access to the Marley Bird House. All right, Robin, I'm ready to bring on today's guest. So let me jump in with this. Okay, you guys ready? So We are thrilled to have a very special guest joining us today. Her name is Jenni. She is the incredibly talented creative director at Herrschners. Now, those of you might know Herrschners as an icon in the crafting world, right? They've been around for 126 years. We've talked about this before. With the disappearance of Joann stores, we're all looking for some place to buy our yarns. And I have been telling you for months now, Herrschners is a great source for you to go and get yarns that you know and love from companies that you know and love, but they also have their own yarn lines that they provide that have been wonderful. You guys use them during the game day make along. We've used them during first fall. Like we've used their yarn quite a lot, and you guys have loved it. Well, here's the really awesome thing is Herrschners is now going to step up in a huge way, essentially, and they're bringing you Big Twist yarn. So all you yarn lovers that have loved Big Twist yarn and you were so sad that you were losing your favorite yarn because Joann was going away, Herrschners has their own connections and they're able to bring back some of the Big Twist yarns. Which one? I don't know. We'll figure it all out today. And we're going to dispel any of the rumors and the confusion and the craziness that it is said sometimes out there on the internet by people who are very emphatic that they know what they're talking about when in fact they don't know diddly. They just don't. So very excited to have Jenni here today, and we're going to talk about everything that has to do with Big Twist yarn. So without further ado, let's bring her to the stage. Da, da, da. Hello, Jenni.
Hi, Marley. Hi, Robin.
Hi, Jenni.
All right. Very excited. There are so many people here that are just thrilled beyond belief that Big Twist is going to be remaining in the market in some capacity. Yeah. So first off, I'm going to tell you guys, Herrschners, I think this is a great move. I think it's exciting, very awesome to know that you have the connections that you have to be able to bring Big Twist still into the market for people who love it and are creative and passionate. And then they're going to be introduced to Herrschners quite possibly, because it could be the first time they've ever really decided they're going to buy online. So it's a whole bunch of things happening at once. It's very cool. So I'm going to shut up and I'm going to let you kind of talk. But I'll feed you with some questions and stuff, but really to start, let's tell us a little bit about you and your background with Herrschners first.
I am the creative director at Herrschners, and I have been working with them for almost 20 years now, in different capacities. But recently, with what was going on with Joann, which I have a connection with Joann too. I mean, that's where I remember buying my fabric when I was young for a home ec project and things grew up with all the same feelings about the store that a lot of people have. And so when we heard what was going on with that, I was getting more involved in, how can we how can we help get customers, what they're looking for and what's going to be missing from the market. So we were presented with the opportunity to work with one of our mills that we work with already that was making Big Twist yarn for Joann. And that was kind of a quick connection. And so we were thrilled to be able to have the opportunity to bring it in. I know a lot of stores, ours included, are already, the doors are shut. There's nothing, left at Joann. So if you were caught off guard, if there was, a yarn, you had a project that was halfway through and you're looking for something, or, so many people love that yarn. And so we have it on its way. It is not in our warehouse yet. And we're looking forward to the day when we can give a little more of an exact date of when that's coming in. We do know it's coming. It's kind of along the lines of when you're getting a shipment from, somebody and you don't really feel secure until you get that, it's out for delivery. So, it's just on a much bigger scale. So it's going boat to train to truck. So as we watch that and we can get a little more of a defined date, it's sooner rather than later. So, that's
awesome.
That's where we're at.
So without disclosing anything that you can't, can you tell us about some of the yarns that you might be bringing in, or what are the chances? I know there are people in the chat right now, they're asking about specific yarns, specific colors. And
for people who don't, Big Twist is not one yarn. Just so that when you understand when people are talking, it's multiple different kinds of yarns. Think of Red Heart has a ton of yarns, or
Lion Brand,
Houghton
Karen.
have a ton of yarn. Like Big Twist is like a brand that has a ton of yarns. So just so everybody's not confused. So like when we talk about Big Twist, we could be talking about anything. Like
we would. I mean, it would be great if we could get every yarn out there. It's
so many.
There's so many varieties, and so I would say Big Twist value is going to be for sure. And they're all out of the mill that we're working with is the one that manufactures Big Twist value and others. I know there's going to be other ones out there that people are really hoping to get that it's just not in the works right now. I will say, when we were talking about some of the rumors that were going around, maybe we can kind of touch on a few of those. I know it was going around that we own the patent for Big Twist yarn, which isn't really a thing. I don't know. I mean, yarn is centuries old, so that is not something we have. And then obviously the bankruptcy and foreclosure of Joann, that's still in the process. So owning intellectual property rights and copyright things, those are still being finalized. So that's not anything that we can disclose at this point either. But the fact that we had the ability to bring the yarn in, this is not yarn that was left over at stores. You're not getting the dusty, unraveled seams that were at the end of what's going on. This is just as if it were going to Joann stores. That's what it's going to be as it comes into our warehouse for sale.
So essentially, Herrschners is going to be a distributor of some of the Big Twist yarns. Would that be safe to say?
We're selling directly to our customers. We're not going to be distributing it to other stores.
Got it.
It's not going to be sold that way. So what we get in is going to go to customers that are looking for the yarn. Yeah.
Are you guys going to have like the same colorways of the traditional Big Twist that's been out there? Are you guys going to redo some of the colors? I'm just if I remember, full disclosure, guys, I actually never used Big Twist because I worked for Yarnspirations for 10 years, guys. I couldn't use store brands.
Couldn't use another big brand.
Couldn't do it. But when I was at Joann's, I always looked at it because I was very appreciative of all the colors and all the varieties of stuff that they had. And if I remember correctly, the value had a lot of different colors. Are you bringing them all in? Are you bringing some of them in? How do you decide?
I've seen the list. It's a huge list. And again, I didn't use Big Twist yarn either because I'm at Herrschners, so I'm using all of their yarns.
Yeah.
But there's a huge number of colors, and I think it's going to be a majority of them. I could probably say that, especially at the Big Twist value, that we'll be having in stock as far as what's coming in the initial shipments. We've got backup shipments coming just as soon as the first ones are leaving port, that we're getting more in. So I would be looking for more updates on that as far as timeline and the exact colors and exact yarns. In the next few weeks, we'll be able to release that to everybody who's interested.
So in the interest of dispelling rumors and stuff, you guys remember I posted a blog post talking about, hey, who makes Big Twist yarn? Because it was spread all the way around that Yarnspirations made Big Twist yarn. I was like, they do not, guys. They do not. People were questioning me, and I'm like, I have connections, y'all. Like, they don't make it. And in my blog post, I even mentioned, I was like, look, it says on the label that the mill is in Turkey. There are mills that make this yarn. Now, it's not just one mill, guys. It's a bunch of different mills. Different yarn can come from different mills, even for the same company. Okay. So what's really great about this is it's another verification for me to say, listen, I was right, y'all. Like I told you, Yarnspirations did not make it. And so you are going directly to the mill. Like you said, you have connections at the mill. And so that's how they're able to bring this in. And who knows what the future brings, guys. It could be that they bring in more. It could be that they expand. I mean, who knows? The best way, this is me talking to all of you out there, consumer to consumer, the best way to keep yarn on the market that you want to keep on the market is to buy it. And I know that sounds like like, oh yeah, duh. No, I'm being serious. Because if the yarn doesn't sell, a yarn company has no choice but to be like, okay, I've got to find something new to have it keep coming through. So really the only way to make sure your yarn stays on the market is to make sure that, you're making something, you're buying the yarn, you're telling others about the yarn. Because I know we all can't buy yarn all the time, right? But if you're sharing about the yarn, sharing about Herrschners, sharing about designers, sharing that, all of that helps our community as a whole. So one thing that I really loved about all of this sounds ridiculous, loved about Joann going down was all of a sudden there was all this love for Big Twist. Maybe it was just that it was in my feed. All of a sudden there was this big love, but it was the fact that it was going away. There was this outpouring of, oh my gosh, where I don't want it to ever get to the, oh my gosh, again, like keep it up. Keep up the excitement, everybody. Share the word that Herrschners is bringing in Big Twist. Herrschners has some other really great yarns, you guys. I'm hands, like they have some really great yarns that when Big Twist comes in, you put that order in. Don't hesitate to get yourself some worsted heathers. I really, really like it a lot. Like it's really good yarn.
Yeah.
So there's a chance here for you to not only, fill your cart up with a yarn that you know and love, but now you can try out some of the other yarns that are available from Herrschners, which can scare people, Jenny, when people are buying online and they don't quite know what they're getting. Even though I know you guys have a store in Wisconsin that people can come to, obviously, they're not everybody's in Wisconsin, so it can be a little bit challenging. But I want also people to know that your warehouse, your facility, you guys are the ones, you store it, you pack it, you ship it. You have an entire complex where it is all done inside of Herrschners. Can you talk about that a little bit so people know what they're getting when they work with Herrschners or purchase from Herrschners?
Sure. We can go way back if you want.
Sure. I think the more information possible. I don't think there's people that know much about Herrschners.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah. We were founded in 1899. So we are 126 years old this year. That puts us older than, I think, teddy bears. And
yeah,
we're just doing some trivia about that the other day. We're older than a lot of things. It started with a push cart on the streets of Chicago. It was Frederick Herrschner. He was importing goods from Germany that people were buying laces and other kinds of needlework accessories and notions. And when people started that westward migration, we're getting really into history here. They had been, writing letters back to Frederick saying, can you send me this? Can you send me that? And started the mail. And he quickly started a mail order business after that. In the 70s, we moved up to central Wisconsin. And we've been here now for 55 years in this location. We have an enormous warehouse. We have like you said, we have one retail store. So that was another rumor that we were starting all of these stores all over the country, which would be great, but that's not in the cards at the moment. So we do have a location here. People make trips here from all over the country. We have a huge June warehouse sale that if somebody wants a reason to come to central Wisconsin in June, that's definitely a great reason, besides it just being beautiful here. Yes. So we sell a lot of yarn. We sell all the major brands, and we have a huge line of our own name brand and proprietary brands and kits and patterns and everything. And also needlework and cross stitch. That's kind of my background too. So I like to always throw that out there if you're intending that. You guys
dabble in fabric too, don't you? A little bit of fabric.
Our retail store here has a huge quilting fabric area. So we do a lot of that as well.
So you brought up the catalog, and I do want to let people know, like, if you're, I'm going to show my age. Like, I remember getting the old Sears catalog, y'all, and like circling all the stuff, right? So when I first started getting the Herrschners catalog, I really felt like a little kid again, because I would go in there and circle things. And then I'd always get real excited when Yarn Inspirations would share one of my patterns with you and you'd have a picture in there. I was like, this is so cool. So the catalogs, you still do catalog orders. They can do online orders. Will Big Twist be available? It sounds funny, but it's a question that people might be like, can I get it through a catalog? Do I have to order online? And it might not be people who are watching this podcast because they're generally, internet savvy. But maybe they're able to help one of their family members who are not and say, hey, you can still order through the catalog. Do you happen to have an idea?
That is the intention, that there will be that in the catalog.
That's
later this year. Yeah.
That's awesome.
once we have that.
What has been
Now,
the
Usually goes on the website first. I will say,
Yeah.
you know, if you sign up for emails and that kind of stuff, you'll be the first to know that.
And I did put a link in the video description box. If
Mhm.
you guys want to sign up for their emails or check out Herrschners, it's my affiliate link. You don't like it's just in the video description box below. Go ahead, Robin.
The one thing that we were talking beforehand, and I think this is where like all of those rumors start to fly and go. This is not how you normally would have like broken the news, right?
No.
Because you just said you would have waited until it's in your hands because it's coming from Turkey. It takes so much longer to get here.
Yeah. Well,
So can you dispel the rumors about like why there's not the website ready yet or all of the other crazy stuff?
Yeah, we tend to not put anything out on our website too early before it's in stock. You know, otherwise the whole, you know, back order situation, that kind of stuff. You know, we'll put out some announcements about things that are coming. But yeah, we had and in all honesty, we had a small little holding page that we had blocked from search and all of that just to kind of start, you know, just getting that little, you know, ticking up the Google ladder. And yeah, crafty somebody out there did the right kind of search and found it and shared it. And much to our surprise, one day we realized we were trending on that topic. So and it's exploded ever since. So
that was going to be my question. I mean, what's been the response? I mean, I have seen online people, you know, calling people liars. They're like, Herrschners doesn't have anything out there. They're like, well, they have this, and they're like, there hasn't been an announcement. And then there's people who are like, I've called Herrschners and they said it's coming. Like it is wild. It is like the wild, wild west online.
It is.
Information.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and I mean, some of you, our customer service lines were ringing off the hook, and so, you know, quickly had to get some information to them so that they knew what was going on. Because yeah, there was only a few of us probably in the building that were aware of what was going on.
Wow.
You know, just because we were finalizing some of the details and everything. But I mean, it was fine. It was going to be coming out pretty soon anyways. So then that's where, when you reached out to kind of have this talk about it, we figured this will be a great opportunity instead of, you know, hoping the message gets out there. We know, you know, your
yes,
audience.
I think it's awesome. I think it's so great. So I have my list of questions that I have. And one of them, it says, you know, why do you think it's so important that Herrschners is stepping up right now, especially with the Joann situation and the uncertainty with crafters and where they could go to buy yarn? And I think that's something that really is happening, not just with the big twist, but Herrschners in general. You guys are really, you're applying yourself more and more and more online to make more people aware of, hey, here we are. And I think that's really important, especially with Joann going away, like we had talked about. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, we're an old company. We do things sometimes the traditional.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, we're still doing catalogs. We still have a lot of people who write out the orders and send them in. You know, we love that, and we try to connect with anybody who the way that is comfortable. But yeah, we've had an online store. We were one of the first ones out there to have. That was back in the mid to late 90s, I think, that we had started Herrschners Online. So yeah,
which is interesting because just like Robin and I are old, we're old school too. It's funny because when we started, we had old school designers and we were like, look at them, and now we're them. But the industry as a whole has changed so much, not even just from 1990s, but from 2006 and 7 when we started. And it's evolved over the years, and the landscape is constantly changing. And what I find interesting is, you know, one of the things that Robin and I always talk about is we have to be able to pivot. We have to be able to evolve. And one of the things you guys have been able to do is stick with tradition while introducing the stuff to help you evolve. And I think that that's really a wonderful thing because you're still able to hold on to what the traditional values of Herrschners are and still, you know, introduce yourself to a whole new world of crafters, whether it's with the amigurumi, with your is it squishy yarn? Like,
oh yeah.
So you have the squishy yarn, you have the Miami, Miami.
Yeah.
Like it's you know, all the new crafters, they're really into all that. And it's like, okay, well, you can come to Herrschners, you can get the burnout blanket, you can get the yarns that you guys have specialized for amigurumi. You have wonderful yarns for blankets. You mentioned you have kits, and you do bundles, and you do special promotions for free shipping. And there are so many different things that you can bring into all of this, and it's exciting. So when when, as I hate saying the word influencer, as somebody who's, in the yarn industry, as a customer and as somebody who works in the yarn industry, to put my name behind something, because it's like, hey, I'm telling people go buy from Herrschners, right? So
Yeah.
I want to make sure that it's something that it's true, that I'm like, they're really that good, you guys. They're really that good. They get you the yarn quickly. It's clean. It's wonderfully packed. It's
They do.
wonderful
They do.
opportunities. Go ahead, Robin.
Yeah.
Well, my question was going to be for everybody who has their favorite, because we were saying how Big Twist has so many different brands, not brands, like different types.
Mhm.
What's the best way for everybody to find out? We know the value is coming, but like what you might bring in next? Like, should they sign up for your emails? Is that the best way for them to find the information?
Yes. Yep. I would say email is direct. You can go onto our website and you can tell us what kind of emails you want. If you are just interested in yarn and crochet kind of topics, we'll just send you those yarns. If you're interested in anything else, puzzles or cross stitch or any of the other crafts that we have, we'll send, you can sign up for those as well. But that's going to be the way that we'll get the word out as soon as we know. And we already have a plan as far as trying to make sure that we keep everybody informed as soon as we know something and we can share. We just don't want to get ahead of ourselves on anything that,
Yeah.
may not happen or may happen. So yeah, we want to.
And I think that's the great thing about Herrschners is that you guys are real people. You're not a conglomerate that owns this. This is a real company with real people who care about crafts and yarn and projects and all of those things. And so you're not going to like over deliver on something when you we're going to have it in the warehouse and then we're going to tell you that we have it.
Like when I was there, if I remember, there were people that have been there working there for 40 or 50 years. Like
that's amazing.
That just does not happen.
Yeah.
Like at all.
Yeah.
And they're happy. Like, it's not like, oh, I got to be here. Like everybody was so happy and just, I don't know. It was very, very nice to be there.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we were happy to have you, and I'm glad glad you noticed that too. Because we have a fantastic team here. Like you said, unfortunately we just had a couple of retirement parties. We were in, and some of those, had been here for 40 plus years. So, and we've already seen them back in the stores. So
that's so
get too far away from us, but
that's awesome.
So, some questions about how Herrschners Online works. I've been seeing what some people are asking, do you guys have like a minimum order that somebody has to order? Like, do you have to order so many balls of yarn?
No, we do. When we do some shipping promotions and things like that, there'll be a minimum. Usually it's like $35, depending on the promotion. Right now, if you go to our website, I think we have one going on just today. So I would pop over there if you're interested in getting something. We're doing a halfway to Halloween sale. So it's
adorable.
And that's one of the things too. We love holidays here. We joke that it's Christmas every day here because there's always some project or something going on that's related to Christmas. The benefit of Herrschners too, that is hard with some of those storefronts like Joann, if we want to bring any yarn and there's 50 colors of that yarn, we can do that. Whereas some of the storefronts have a hard time because they have a certain amount of retail shelf space to allocate to different colors. So that's what's kind of fun about us is if we bring in any of, most of the major brands of yarn, if you want to find those here, you can, and you can get, if they have that color, we will most likely be carrying it. If we don't, it's out of stock on their end, not ours. So
that was one of the great things about Turkey Trot this year. If you guys remember, we partnered up with Herrschners to supply the yarn that we did for Turkey Trot. And you guys asked us beforehand, like, what colorways are you using so that you could make sure you had it in stock? And that was huge because y'all don't know this out there, but that's a lot of companies won't do that. It's like, we have what we have. This is it. So it was really easy to work with you guys, which was delightful as a designer standpoint. But then we heard nothing but wonderful things about everybody who purchased from Herrschners.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, it was really a wonderful experience all the way around. All right, I'm trying to look at all the questions. There are so many questions, Robin. I don't even know where to start.
Okay. I've been keeping track, Marley. You don't need to worry.
Okay, good. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there anything we could have possibly missed that you do want to mention?
Like I said, we have our big warehouse sale in June. That's kind of what we're working on right now. Our fingers crossed hope is that we have the quantities of yarn in stock to be able to have that at the June warehouse sale. Not to give you any date, but I guess you can put that that's
Yeah, I
that's
wanted
our
to make
goal.
sure we mentioned that.
But if for some reason it's not here in time, we have an enormous amount of yarn and every other kind of craft supply you can have that's going to be here for that. So that's
Awesome.
about.
So just to recap, you're bringing in Big Twist. We know
Yeah.
you're having the value line. We aren't sure of the
Mhm.
other ones yet. So
Right.
just stay tuned, sign up for their newsletters, and you can find out if they're bringing in any of the others that are available. I know there is a ton. There was a lot.
Yeah.
There was a question too. Somebody, because I guess Joann had a yarn called K and C. And so they were mentioning you should take a look and see if you guys can get that one too.
Yeah, the cotton. Yeah, I would say that that's probably a good bet on
Yeah.
that. I'll give
Yeah.
you that one.
Who knows? I don't know. I just know the
Yeah.
KNC stuff, it had a lot of like natural fibers. And so it was
Okay.
really nice to work with those. But yeah, in June, I mean, you guys never know. There might be a special guest coming up there to
Yeah, we're trying to work on that, aren't we?
we'll see. But it'll be a lot of fun. All right, guys. Jenni, thank you so much for joining us
Thanks for
here
having
and like
me.
dispelling all of the rumors. We can put everything to rest. And then as soon as everything is out and you're like, fireworks, it's here. Just let us know. We'll make sure that we tell everybody as well.
Okay, sounds great.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll be
All
in
right.
touch.
Thank you
Thanks for
so much.
joining us.
Thank you. Yeah, have a great day.
Oh my gosh, what a delightful. I mean, okay. First off, I'm so happy we're able to make everybody else happy that loves Big Twist yarn, that it is coming back.
Yeah, because their love is so fantastic. I mean, it gets you excited. Like I get excited about yarn, any kind of yarn, but like their true like passion for it makes me so excited.
Yeah. It's really great. I want to mention a couple things because I saw some stuff on the comments about shipping. I want to remind you that the stores don't make the shipping prices. That is the US Post Office and FedEx and all that. So when companies are able to offer free shipping, I mean they're absorbing those costs and stuff. So that's usually why there's a minimum to get free shipping, because I know shipping can be expensive. I just ordered yarn from another company, and I spent $25 and I spent $9 on shipping. And I'm just like, well, all right. But the minimum to get free shipping was way higher than I was like, no, I'm just gonna pay the $9. So
Yeah.
I get it. But that's one of the great things about Herrschners. There's always usually a sale going on about, hey, you spend this and you use this code, you can get free shipping. So if you just stay up to date with their newsletter, get their catalog, follow them online. They have a Facebook page. They're also on Instagram at Herrschners_crafts. You guys who've been following the Mondays with Marley know that they were sponsoring some of the lunch and learns that we have done with them. We've used their yarn quite a bit through the last couple months, and we really do enjoy it. And I also know that a lot of my designer friends are starting to get on board with Herrschners. I've seen some stuff from Brianna lately and from Michelle, and I know Hannah's getting ready to try it out. So I'm very excited. Like it just makes me super happy. Everybody is very excited about it. So
Yeah.
it's good. I'm glad that I can help offer support to a company that really is wonderful. Like they're a really wonderful company, supports their employees. They are genuinely, everybody was really happy when I was there. And it was just really nice.
I mean, people don't stay around for that long on a company.
Right.
Unless they are happy there.
Right. Right. All right.
And just to read it for anyone who did not hear, there is nothing shady going on with Herrschners. Physically have the yarn. So once they get the yarn, the website will open and you'll be able to get it. And then when they have set up for another of the kind of Big Twist yarns, then they'll release the information then. They're not hiding anything. They just want to make sure they physically have the product before they deliver. Yeah. And I can understand that because you can understand the passion that everybody has. You don't want to promise something that you can't deliver on.
Yeah, that stinks. That stinks. Somebody is mentioning all the holiday yarns. I used one of their holiday yarns to make a pumpkin last year. It was fantastic. I have some other holiday sparkle yarn that I just have a lot of fun. I wanted to make myself a poncho to wear. Why am I into ponchos and sweaters and stuff? I don't know. But
it's only funny because you're going into summer. So I'm like,
I know. I mean, I have some tank tops and whatnot that I'm working on, and I know that
your hug. You
Brianna just did.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Brianna just did this awesome kind of summer shirt that is with a Soho cotton yarn from Herrschners, and like she sold it out. So I'm like, well, thanks. Now none of us can use it. No, I wanted to use some cotton yarn. So it's pretty exciting. I don't know. Just like anything, y'all, like I said at the start, if you like a particular yarn, the more, you know, your purchasing power, it really affects whether that yarn sticks around a lot. And even if you can't purchase it, just sharing information about it so that others know about the yarn, know about the company, know about your designers, know about podcasts, know about books. All of that is a way that you can support the entire industry without actual financial support into it. Like I get it. I mean, not all of us have disposable money at the current time, but when you do, they're a great company to go check out. Highly recommend them a lot. All right, so I think that's everything for today's podcast. Yeah. Can you believe it? It's amazing.
It's very exciting. I can't wait to like watch the space, like watch what's happening next in Herrschners. It's very exciting for me.
Yeah. Very cool. All right, everybody. I did put my affiliate links in the video description box below just for Herrschners.com in general. And to their where the announcement was for the big twist yarn that they had on there that somebody sifted out. And if you are at all interested in joining their Facebook group, go check that out, or their Facebook page. And just make sure you say hi. Tell them Marley sent you. All right. Okay, everybody. That's it from us today. We will talk to you again very soon. Don't forget, the Prism Make-Along begins on Thursday. I might jump on here for a random live on Wednesday just to kind of like get excited about it, like a pregame sort of thing. We'll see. But I'm excited to have you all join us. All right. Until next Monday, everybody. I'm Marley. That's Robin over there. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Live your life within the moment, and don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away.